Hi, my name is Esperanza.
And my name is Ashley, and we will be talking about three of the most renowned scientists in history:
John Douglas Cockcroft and Ernest Walton.
And Albert Einstein, who all contributed to physics.
I will be talking about Ernest Walton. He was born on October 6, 1903, County Waterford, Ireland. He died June 25, 1995, in Belfast, Northern Ireland. He was an Irish physicist, co-recipient with John Douglas Cockcroft of England at the 1951 Nobel Prize for Physics for the development of the first nuclear particle accelerator, known as the Cockcroft-Walton generator. He studied at the Methodist College in Belfast and graduated in mathematics and experimental science from the Trinity College, Dublin in 1926. Walton went in 1927 to Trinity College, Cambridge, where he worked with Cockcroft in the Cavendish Laboratory under Lord Rutherford until 1934. In 1928, he attempted two methods of high-energy particle acceleration. Unfortunately, both had failed, mainly because the available power sources could not generate the necessary energies. But his methods were later developed and used in the Betatron and linear accelerator. In 1929, Cockcroft and Walton devised an accelerator that generated large numbers of particles at lower energies. With this device, in 1932, they disintegrated lithium nuclei with protons, the first artificial reaction not utilizing radioactive substances. He gained his PhD at Cambridge. Walton had returned to Trinity College, Dublin, in 1934. He was a professor of natural and experimental philosophy from 1946 to 1974, and chairman of the School of Cosmic Physics at the Dublin Institute for Advanced Studies in 1952.
John Douglas Cockcroft, born on May 27, 1897, in Todmorden, United Kingdom, and died on September 18, 1967, in Cambridge, United Kingdom. He was educated at Todmorden Secondary School and studied mathematics at Manchester University under Horace Lamb in 1914 to 1915. After serving in the First World War, he returned to Manchester to study electrotechnical engineering. In 1924, after working for a couple of years in electrotechnology, he came to Cambridge. By 1928, Cockcroft was working on the problem of accelerating protons by high voltages, a task in which he was greatly helped by Ernest Walton, who was mentioned before. On April 28, 1932, it was announced that Cockcroft and Walton had successfully disintegrated the nuclei of lithium and other light elements by protons entirely artificially generated by high-energy potentials, and shared the Nobel Prize in Physics. They conducted further research on the splitting of other atoms and established the importance of accelerators as a tool for nuclear research. During World War II, he worked on developing radar. After the war, he worked primarily within the UK Atomic Energy Authority. Other awards that John Douglas Cockcroft won was the Hughes Medal in 1938, the Nobel Prize the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1951, which he shared with Ernest Walton, the Faraday Medal in 1955, the Niels Bohr International Gold Medal in 1958, and lastly, the Atoms for Peace Award in 1961. Okay, so Albert Einstein, born March 14, 1879 in Württemberg, Germany, and died on April 18, 1955 in Princeton, New Jersey, United States. He developed the special and general theories of relativity. In 1921, won the Nobel Prize for Physics for his explanation of the photoelectric effect.
Einstein's childhood and education. Einstein's parents were middle-class Jews. His father, Hermann Einstein, was a featherbed salesman and later ran the electrochemical factory. His mother, the former modeling coach, ran the family household. He had one sister, Maria, born 2 years after he was. Einstein wrote that two wonders deeply affected his early years. The first, his experience with a compass at age 5. He was amazed that invisible forces could deflect the needle. This led to a lifelong interest with different forces. The second was at age 12 when he discovered a book of geometry.
Einstein was very religious at the age of 12. This changed after he read science books and challenged his religious beliefs. Another important influence on Einstein was a young medical student, Max Tolman, who often had dinner at the Einstein house. Talmud became an informal tutor, introducing Einstein to higher mathematics and philosophy.
Einstein's education was disrupted by his father's repeated failures at business. In 1894, after his company failed to get an important contract to electrify a city. After he graduated in 1900, Einstein faced one of the greatest crises in his life. Because he studied advanced subjects on his own, he often cut classes. This earned him the animosity of some professors, especially Heinrich Weber. Unfortunately, Einstein asked Weber for a letter of recommendation. Einstein was turned down for every academic position he applied to.
November 1918, radical students seized control at the University of Berlin and held the rector of the college and several professors hostage. In 1921, he won the Nobel Prize for physics for his explanation of the photoelectric effect.
And another prestigious award that he had received throughout his lifetime was the Copley Medal in 1925.